Barak the Yahweh, Barakatha, Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barakatha, Yahweh Shah, Ba Hashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled, A Beggar's Life, the Pop, the Balloon Guy. Lord will, you are edified. Video was inspired from the platform of MTR. Video entitled, Pop the Balloon Guy Lied to Me. Lord will, you are edified. And, of course, this is the Pop the Balloon Guy, the so-called plumber. Video will be used for fair use purpose only.
There's been an update, a major update, a serious update, in the story regarding the Pop the Balloon guy. After I asked him to provide receipts to prove that he lost his job, he got mad at me, and I'm gonna show you that. Before that, let's get into his GoFundMe. Now, mind you, this GoFundMe is how I came across this story. The Pop the Balloon story is something that happened a couple of weeks ago. What made it viral was him informing people on his Instagram, him uploading this GoFundMe, saying that he was fired from his workplace because of 500 people called in because they were mad at the results of the show. They were mad at his demeanor on the show. You can see right here, right in the GoFundMe, it says, I was fired from work today due to these videos. Today was honestly the first time that I cried in a while. Getting my license in plumbing was the biggest life accomplishment. It took years of hard work, studying, and praying. And then he also added some things in here about who he provides free plumbing services to. And then he goes to say what he's going to do with the funds. He's saying humanitarian work, and then maybe he wants to become a content creator because now his ability to work is compromised. After I got wind of this, I did an initial reaction to it where I focused on the basic premise of, was his behavior on the show indicative of him then getting fired? But again, I would have not known about this unless he told people and convinced us all that he got fired. But because, and I've said this multiple times before on multiple different videos, including the live streams that I did, because he has not showed hard receipts or proof of being fired, I never told anybody to go and donate to the young brother. So I tried to reach out to this brother because I wanted to receive proof of that he was let go and the reason that he was let go. And because he was unable to reach out to me in the time that I reached out to him, I'm not gonna leave a link to this in the description, but you guys saw his Instagram handle. If you wanna go over there, take a look at his page and support him, that's 100% on you. It's just for me personally, in order to be able to link and to promote a GoFundMe, I have to see hard proof. I for damn sure don't want to be on the receiving end of another brick face incident, a person lying. I'm not saying that he's...
So in a nutshell, it's a possibility that the job never existed, okay?
Liar, but I'd like to do further due diligence in the research before I put my stamp of approval on something. But I hope he gets back to me soon. I love...
And also remember, he stated that he had $100,000 that he could go pull out of his account. Now, later, right after the show, he stated that he was fired and he wanted a GoFundMe account. Now, if you got $100,000 just in your account, why would you need a GoFundMe account? Red flag.
To have an interview with him, so we can get additional context into what kind of happened maybe before or after the show, which kind of went into his particular response. What I did do is, in an attempt to humanize him and to find out more about his stories, I did a 5-hour live stream with him to donate. Also, too, because I said this in one of my videos, but what proof do you have that you were actually let go? And I'm asking because we've been scammed in the past. There's been people in the past that have brickface. I just keep talking about her. Set up GoFundMe, and she's allegedly a liar. She's facing a felony count for lying right now. Do you have any...
Hi, excuse me, miss, hello. What if I told you I could get you some money right now?
I wouldn't proof to demonstrate fired.
Yes, now I will have some. Give me a few more days. What's today, Friday? Yeah, give me a few days sometime next week because we are negotiating.
With GoFundMe? Oh, negotiating with the workplace.
No. Yes. Negotiations are being made because they see the social media attention and they are frightened. So
okay.
That's all I can say is say that much.
Okay, well, when you get that update, let me know, and I'll do everything in my power to make sure that my audience knows as well as within the GoFundMe. I think you can update it and you can show other pictures or proof or something like that. But I know that that's a concern for folks as well. What I've come to find out is that there were so many lies told to me, but this guy had everybody convinced that he got fired, right? Well, in an attempt to continue to support the young brother, I actually talked to him this morning and asked him, when are you gonna provide us a receipt? Because I'd love to be able to show. And I think the quicker that you provide receipts, the quicker that GoFundMe, who has locked his account, he is unable to get this money out of his account right now, would open it. In fact, let's go through the DM conversations right now. So yesterday, last night, Sunday, at 9:02 p.m., he called me out of nowhere. I missed that call. Notifications on my Instagram are obviously off. I only see things when I actually check my Instagram. He called me. I didn't see it. He said, damn, bro, that's crazy, man. You got me looking insane now and painted me out the wrong way. And I'm thinking to myself, when I finally saw this, I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean painted you out the wrong way? I've been going above and beyond to let you recount your story. I hold you accountable when you say weird things like tracking the woman in the car or, when you're throwing money in the club. We have these conversations, but what you tell to me is you're trying to be better. These are in private conversations. You're trying to be better. You're trying to learn. You're looking for advice. You're looking for mentorship. There is nothing that I've done up to this point that demonstrates me attempting to make you look crazy. It sounds more like someone biting the hand that is giving them a platform. He follows up and he says, man, bro, this got me stressing hard. Man, I thought you was my friend. I wrote this morning, just woke up, hit me when you get this. I then reply to one of his messages about him stressing, and I'm like, not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, it just hit me. I'm like, whatever you think could probably just be solved in a quick audio conversation. So we have a audio conversation from 8:27 a.m. to 8:45. Within this conversation, we talk about many different things. But the main thing that I talked about within this conversation is I said, we only know about you and your story due to the GoFundMe, where you said you were fired from the place that you worked. Where did you work? What is the name of the business? What is the name of the company? I need you to provide that information, because if you don't, you scammed on GoFundMe. This is now a legal issue, and I cannot support a liar. I cannot support a thief. I cannot support a scammer. Send that to me. His response to me was, okay, sure, we'll do. I said, okay, the coast is clear. Everything is fine. He's about to send it to me, all right? So over an hour later, over 2 hours later, no response. And I said to him, just in the text message, what's the name of the place that fired you? Here was his response. Apparently he changed his tune out of nowhere. I wonder why. I'm not doing nothing until I talk to my attorney. I told you that already. And this was the point of the conversation that I took a step back. I looked at the DM message and I said to myself, I might have been bamboozled. Although I had enough discernment not to donate, and I did not do enough research into his claims to give him a platform to speak about any damn thing. And I own it. I take accountability for that. No excuses. Okay, well, I wish you the best, I said. My credibility is now in question because of lack of proof/receipts. I'm gonna go live in the next couple hours to discuss this with my audience. Take care. You like that message? You just worried about making content, not worried about the consequences I may face. You may face. What are you talking about? What consequences? Besides that you lied. Potentially, allegedly. I mean, I really don't know at this point. All you gotta do is provide the receipts, baby. That's it. This whole shit would just go away. You get the GoFundMe money. That's all you have to do. But the way that you are now moving, in totality with the other information that is coming out and will come out about you and your lifestyle, is way more damning. It's way more ridiculous than I could have ever imagined. And what I thought was going to turn into a way to advocate for a man that was unjustly treated because of his presence on a game show has now turned into somehow you becoming the victim, once asked to prove your particular situation. See, a man of integrity and truth would jump at the opportunity to show me the evidence. But this is not how you're choosing to move. Therefore, I sense deception. I told you we were negotiating and I would get it to you. But do what you gotta do. You already switched up on me. Shout out to the queen of accountability. She stepped into my live stream that I did yesterday, the Abba and Preach response live stream. And she super chatted that she was gonna do additional work to understand the validity of his claims. And I wanna play for you that conversation that I had with her right now. All right, so I got the queen of accountability here who's done a lot more investigative work into what we have right here. So I wanted to bring her up and have a discussion regarding the things that she's found. But first and foremost, I'm hurt regarding this. To trust somebody based off of them telling you that, hey, this happened to me post the Pop the Balloon experiment, discussion, whatever you want to call it, game show, and then to go back and be asking him questions specifically about show me more information regarding your place of business, where you work, and then him to act that way. I'm just like, man, it's just pointing in a direction that it may not be true. So queen of accountability, I wanted to bring you up here and let's just chat about other things that you might have found.
Wonderful. Sounds good to me. And thanks for having me, NTR.
No worries.
So I know that this man has been going viral all over social media, and everyone heard this story about him getting fired after doing the dating show, that they felt inclined to donate money and continue to make him more viral than he was at the moment. Mm-hmm. I did not talk about it initially because I wanted to investigate before I started to support someone who's telling us a story that is so believable that you want to donate. So what I first did, NTR, is when he created the GoFundMe a week ago, I looked at the GoFundMe and he emphasized that he does humanitarian efforts to single mothers, fathers, veterans, disabled. And, it didn't sit right. He bolded only that part because when you're reading the whole paragraph, you're inclined to go right to the bolded part. This man is helping out veterans and people that need his help.
I'll show you why. They're back. So epic. They're all back.
Stop being so...
And so I need to donate. And I just felt like that kind of reminded me of Rhoda Osmond. I said, maybe they're related. Maybe this is her cousin because this is so believable. So I did my research. When I went to Aaron's Facebook, I noticed that everything on his Facebook was about him, his body, working out, doing pull-ups, sit-ups, doing push-ups, everything related to fitness. I was looking even for the picture he used on GoFundMe of him in his uniform. There was no videos, no posts of any of this humanitarian work that he's being praised for. I'm sure a veteran or a single father or a single mother or a disabled person would have said, hey, this man helped us in our time of need. But I didn't see not one receipt. So we know that a lot of his exes came out and they gave us a little bit of tea, and that helped me to do more research on him. When I did a check on Mr. Sloan, I didn't see a license on file that's connected to his information. And being in education over 11 years, we know all about education. It's linked to your social. If you got a license, if you got a degree, it's going to pull up in any background check. Don't see one for Mr. Sloan. Never even saw a post.
So you're saying if you're certified, it's easy to find these things. There's probably a database that you can go into to assure that he's certified. Is that what you mean?
That is correct, MTR. Like if I wanted someone to do a facial, I'm going to go to a licensed esthetician.
Right.
But before I get her services, I'm going to verify that she does have an active license in that state. Anytime you sit for a license or you sit for any exam, it's going to be public record. I just didn't see one for him.
And now, did you not see one at all, or did you not see one that was currently active?
I did not see one at all. What I did see was that he did work for a LLC. When I looked at LLC up in Arizona, the person that owns the LLC is in foreclosure right now. So I thought that was odd that they had time to hire Mr. Sloan when they're losing their house. But then I did more investigative work, and I contacted a place that had the same name in California. And Hector said he never heard of him. Hector. So that's 2 jobs that I ever heard of him. And that was the only job that was related to this man's information.
And that's why, bros, even in the truth, okay, we have to be very circumspect, all right? Because, hey, Jake will run game. And now the balloon guy is attempting to play the victim because the jig or gig is up. It's one of them. But anyway, let's get some pre-subs. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 40 and verse 28. As you can see, begging, my child, don't live the life of a beggar. It is better to die than to beg. If you have to depend on someone else for your food, you are not really living your own life. You pollute yourself by accepting food from another. Begging is torture to the spirit of any sensitive person. A shameless person can make begging sound sweet, such as Pop the Balloon Guy, and also the former brother of Great Millstone, Gabar Adama, okay? So a shameless person can make begging sound sweet. How so? By just telling you how much hell and affliction and persecutions they are going through. And they need assistance, not only for them, but for their families, okay? And they have tried everything, okay? These are examples of a person making begging sound sweet. Because when you have these sob stories, okay, you're playing on people's emotions so they can open their hearts by opening their wallets, okay? An open heart will lead to an open wallet. But something inside him burns. Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 and verse 30. As you can see, self-control is in bold. Don't be controlled by your lusts. Keep your passions in check. All right. Don't be controlled by your lusts. Keep your passions in check. Right. Because at the end of the day, Jake is attempting to escape the curses, whether they are spiritually enough to understand or what. But they are willing to do any and everything, right, to better themselves. And if they have to beg and lie in order to take from you to receive some type of monetary funds, they will do so, okay? And again, hence the former guy from GMS, Gabar Adama, as well as Pop the Balloon guy. So don't be controlled by your lust, right? We have to check ourselves. And when that spirit hops on us, any spirit that is provoking us or attempting to promote us to go against the will of the Most High, we must rebuke that spirit and then ask the Most High for forgiveness. If you allow yourself to satisfy your every desire, you will be a joke to your enemies. And that's literal. You have no self-control. Don't indulge in luxurious living. The expense of it will ruin you. Think about this. If this guy had a loft, or if he's living in a high-rise downtown, right? And if he lost his job, he is willing to do any and everything to maintain that lifestyle, or doing any and everything to attain that lifestyle. Because from what the documentation of what MTR is presenting, okay, it sounds like a whole big scam. So don't indulge in luxurious or luxurious living. The expense of it will ruin you, and that's literal. Don't make yourself a beggar by borrowing for expensive banquets when you don't have enough money of your own. Self-explanatory. Lord will you edify. Shalom.